If you're a business owner seriously thinking about getting out of California, New York, Illinois, or wherever you're feeling the squeeze right now, and you're looking at Middle Tennessee as your landing spot, I need you to watch this video before you make a single decision. Because the families and business owners who move here and absolutely nail it, they did a very few specific things right before they ever signed a lease or wrote an offer on a house. And the ones who struggle, they skipped every single step I'm about to walk you through. I'm Jack Laron. I'm a Williamson County real estate expert, and I live here, I work here, and I help people make exactly this move every single week. Here are the 5 essential tips for relocating your family business to Middle Tennessee. Real quick, before we go, I get calls and emails from business owners who are exactly where you are right now. They're researching, they're watching videos, they're trying to figure out where to land. And we generally love these conversations. So if that's you, don't wait until you have all the answers before reaching out. The link to connect with me is in the description. I can do a quick call, talk through your specific situation, your business, your family, your timeline, and I'll give you a real straight answer on where you should be looking. No pressure, no sales pitch. Now, let's get into it. Middle Tennessee, and specifically Williamson County, is having a moment that isn't slowing down. Companies like In-N-Out, Oracle, Amazon, Alliance Bernstein, Bridgestone Americas, and Nissan North America have all moved significant operations here. And it's not just the Fortune 500. It's family businesses, contractors, healthcare practices, professional service firms, manufacturing companies, distribution operations. Owners who have built something real are now doing the math on what staying in high tax, high regulation state is actually costing them versus what a move to Middle Tennessee could unlock. This video is for those owners. Here are the 5 things you need to know. All right, the first thing, the tax advantage. Tip number 1, and if you're taking nothing else from this video, take this. It's to actually sit down with your accountant and run the full tax comparison before you make this move, because the numbers are more dramatic than most people realize until they see them side by side. Tennessee has 0 state income tax on wages and salaries, 0. For a business owner paying yourself a salary out of a company in California or New York, that number alone is potentially life-changing. We're talking a difference of 9, 10, 11, even 13% on your personal income, depending on your state. On top of that, Tennessee's corporate franchise and excise tax is 6.5%, which sounds reasonable until you compare it to what California charges. Property taxes, some of the lowest in the entire country, and the state's overall tax burden per capita ranks 2nd lowest in the nation. Now, here's what I want you to understand, and this is the part that business owners from high tax states often miss. This isn't just about what you save on paper, it's about what you can reinvest. If you're saving 40, 80, 150,000 a year in combined personal and business tax reduction, that's capital that goes back into your business, into your team, into your real estate. The Williamson County real estate market is premium, but when you run the numbers on what you're paying just in state and local taxes back home, for many business owners, the math makes a move to Middle Tennessee not just smart, it's a no-brainer. So here's your action item. Before you move, run a side-by-side tax comparison with your CPA. Personal income tax, corporate tax, property tax, and sales tax combined. The total delta will likely shock you. Tip number 2, choosing the right city for your business. All right, and this is where I see business owners make their first big mistake, is choosing where to live before they figure out where their business needs to be. These are the 2 separate decisions that have to be made in the right order. Middle Tennessee is not one market, it's a corridor of very different communities, and the right fit for your business operations might not be the same as the right fit for your family's lifestyle. Let me break down the 3 areas I work in most. First one, Franklin. Franklin is the most established, most polished, most amenity-rich city in Williamson County. It's right off the I-65 corridor. It's got the Cool Springs commercial corridor with Class A office space, major retailers, corporate campuses, and some of the best restaurants and schools in the state. If your business needs a prestigious address, proximity to Nashville without being in Nashville, and access to an established professional talent pool, Franklin is your market. Average home prices start around 1.1 and go up, but the infrastructure is there and the long-term value is proven. The next one is Brentwood. Brentwood sits just north of Franklin on the I-65 corridor and is arguably the most prestigious residential address in the county. If your key executives need to feel like they landed somewhere exceptional, Brentwood delivers. Homes average in the $900 to $1 million plus range. Inventory is tight. If you're recruiting senior talent who will judge the community as part of their decision to join you, Brentwood is a strong answer. And the last one. So Fairview is the most strategic play I'm watching very closely right now. It's a 25 to 35 minute drive to Nashville along Highway 100, and it still has land, which is rare in this county. For businesses that need warehouse space, light industrial, or simply some square footage per dollar, Fairview is growing fast and the price point is significantly lower than Franklin or Brentwood. New construction homes are coming in from the mid 600s to the mid 700s. So if you're a business owner who wants to get into Williamson County before the prices fully catch up, and I believe they will, Fairview is generally exciting right now. So here's your strategy. Map your employees' ideal commute zones and your commercial space needs before picking a city. The right answer for a professional services firm is different from the right answer for a distribution operation. All right, here's tip number 3, housing and commercial space. 1 strategy, 2 decisions. So tip number 3 is one of the very few people talk about, and it's the reason I say that relocating a family business isn't a real estate transaction, it's a relocation strategy, because you're making 2 major real estate decisions simultaneously. You're finding a place for your business to operate and a home for your family, and both of those decisions have to serve each other. Here's what I've seen go wrong. A business owner falls in love with a home in one part of the county, then realizes the commercial space or the commute for their team doesn't work from that location. Or they lock in a lease on a commercial space first, then discover that the residential market around it doesn't match their family's needs or budget. You need to solve both sides at the same time with somebody who understands both. My background is in construction and development. I've been inside these builds. I know the quality of construction across different builders and different communities in this market. That matters when you're moving from 1,500 miles away and can't be here every week to check on things. For business owners who need commercial or office space, I can connect you with the right commercial resources in the county. And on the residential side, I can help you find the right community, the right school district, the right neighborhood feel, the right price point, so that your family lands well at the same time your business does. The business owner who handles both sides of this move with intention is the one who calls me 6 months later and says, Jack, this was the best decision we ever made. So here's your strategy on that. Before your first site visit, map out first where you want your commercial operations to be, second, where your max acceptable commute from home to office, and third, your residential budget. These 3 inputs define your target zone. So here's tip number 4, workforce infrastructure and talent pipeline. Tip 4, and this one matters enormously for business owners who are not just moving themselves, but also their team or who need to hire locally once they arrive. One of the questions I get most often is, Jack, can I actually find good people here? And the answer is yes. And here is why. Middle Tennessee has what I call a talent pipeline that a lot of business owners from the coast don't expect. Williamson County Schools is consistently ranked among the top school systems in the state of Tennessee, which means families want to be here, which means the workforce pipeline is growing. Vanderbilt University is 20 minutes up the road. Belmont University, Lipscomb University, Tennessee State University, all within the Nashville metro area. The region has a strong tradition in healthcare, manufacturing, technology, logistics, and professional services. On the infrastructure side, Middle Tennessee has been investing heavily. The Nashville International Airport is accessible from Williamson County in under 40 minutes, which matters enormously if your business requires travel. The I-65 and I-40 corridors give you direct truck and freight access to the eastern seaboard, the Midwest, and the Southeast. No U.S. state borders more other states than Tennessee, which means from a distribution and logistics standpoint, you're sitting in the middle of the country's most connected highway network. And the state's right to work statute gives business owners a level of operational flexibility that does not exist in California, New York, or Illinois. One more thing on the workforce. If you're bringing key employees with you, or if you're hoping some will follow, the lifestyle pitch for Middle Tennessee is one of the strongest in the country right now. Low cost of living relative to their salaries, incredible schools for their kids, outdoor access, a booming food and entertainment scene in Nashville, and a sense of community that you simply cannot replicate in a major coastal metro. Your best employees are also doing the math on what their life looks like here, and that answer is almost always better. All right, so here's your strategy on that. If you're bringing employees, give them the same homework you're doing. Share this video. The more your team understands what Middle Tennessee offers, the smoother your transition will be. All right, tip 5, the biggest mistake business owners make. Tip number 5, and this is the one I want to spend the most time on because it's the mistake that costs people the most. The biggest mistake business owners make when relocating to Middle Tennessee is trying to do this move alone. I know that sounds obvious, but let me tell you what I actually mean. I don't mean they don't hire a real estate agent. I mean they come here without a guide who understands both the residential and business landscape of this specific market. They end up working with an agent who is great at selling houses, but has never helped someone navigate a simultaneous commercial and residential relocation. Or they buy a house in a community that doesn't match their lifestyle, too far from their office, or in a neighborhood that doesn't fit their family's needs. Because nobody sat down with them before they visited and built a real strategy. Here's what I've learned working with business owners who have made this move successfully. The ones who get it right start early. They treat the move like a project, not a shopping trip. And they find one person who knows this market deeply and let that person guide the process. My background in construction and development means I can walk through a new build with you and tell you what's actually behind the walls. My experience as a relocator myself means I understand the emotional weight of making a move this significant, especially when it involves your livelihood, your team, and your family all at once. I'm not here to sell you a house. I'm here to help you land in the right place. So the 5th tip is this: before you visit, before you tour, before you start sending me random listings from Zillow, let's talk. Let's get your criteria on the table. Let's figure out where your business needs to be, what your family needs, what your budget can do, and what timeline you're working with. Then we build a plan. That's the difference between a great relocation and an expensive one. So again, common mistake to avoid: don't visit Middle Tennessee without a pre-visit strategy session. Coming here without a plan means you'll react to what you see instead of evaluating what you need. All right, let's bring it home. 5 essential tips for relocating your family business to Middle Tennessee. Number 1, run the full tax comparison before you make a single move. The numbers will likely exceed what you expected. Number 2, choose the right city based on your business operations first. Franklin, Brentwood, or Fairview all have a different value proposition depending on what you're building. Tip number 3, solve your commercial space and your residential search at the same time with someone who understands both sides. Number 4, Middle Tennessee has a workforce, infrastructure, and quality of life pipeline that you need to understand before you write off the idea of finding good people here. And tip 5, don't do this alone. Find a guide who knows this market and treats this move like a strategic decision that it is. If you're a business owner watching this and any part of what I said resonates, whether you're 90 days from a decision or just starting to explore, I want to talk to you. My contact information in the description below. You can schedule a free consultation call with the link below. And I've also included a free Middle Tennessee relocation guide that breaks down everything you need to know about the Williamson County market before your first visit. The link for that is in the description as well. This is not a complicated process if you have the right person in your corner. And I would love to be that person for you and your family. If this video helped you today, please hit the like button, subscribe so you can catch the next one, and drop a comment below.